Labor Day became an official federal holiday in 1894, thanks to President Grover Cleveland. At its core, the day is meant to celebrate the common worker. But hear Labor Day and what comes to mind? Grilled hot dogs? The end of summer? Maybe back to school sales? Labor Day should be a moment when we all reflect the critical contributions of working people to the political, economic and cultural development of this country, said Claudrena Harold, a history professor at the University of Virginia. Three moments in labor history, in particular, are central to S history, the modern labor movement, and today's workplace, according to history and labor scholars. As we face challenges of growing levels of wage and income inequality, hazardous working conditions in the midst of COVID, there are lessons we can learn from the past, Harold told NPR. The early 1900s were a period of massive industrialization, where factory work became a common job often done by young immigrant workers, especially women. The Triangle Shirtwaist Factory in New York became the site of one of the deadliest industrial disasters in S history. The tragedy that occurred there on March 25, 1911, marked a major turning point in labor history, and helped establish modern-day workplace safety standards. The factory took up the 8th, 9th and 10th floors of the Asch Building in Manhattan, where employees toiled away for 12 hours a day for low pay. Years before the fire, garment workers across the city went on strike to improve workplace conditions and wages. While many factories reached a union agreement with workers to improve conditions, the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory did not. On March 25, as the workday was ending, a fire broke out on the 8th floor. With buckets of spare fabric and shirts hanging from the ceiling, the flames quickly spread to the upper floors, trapping workers desperate to get out. But doors to the stairwells were locked, a common practice at the time so bosses could prevent unauthorized breaks and alleged theft. The foreman with the keys to unlock the doors managed to escape, leaving hundreds of others behind. The workers either succumbed to the smoke and flames or leapt from the building's high windows down to the streets below. That day, 146 garment workers, 123 women and girls and 23 men died. Most of the victims were recent Italian or Jewish immigrants. The horror of the fire led to legislation meant to improve factory safety standards in New York. It also helped establish a watchdog agency with powers to investigate labor conditions. Francis Perkins, who later served as President Franklin D. Roosevelt's labor secretary, would lead this agency. "We are in many ways the beneficiary of this struggle," Harold said of the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire.